Okay, in this video we're going to be talking about surface area and volume of pyramids. So they're all going to be coming up to one point and have one base. Okay, so a regular pyramid is a polyhedron in which one face, the base, is a regular figure, meaning all the sides and angles are the same. The lateral faces are triangles with a common vertex, meaning it comes up to a common point, so we still have one base. And then we have all of our lateral faces coming up to a certain point. Okay, the altitude of a pyramid is the inside height. So now we have a slant height and an inside height. So my slant height is the one that's slanted. It will look like a cursive L. So it's going to be on the outside. And then we also have an inside height. The inside height we will use for volume since it's on the inside. The slant height we will use for lateral area and surface area because that's the outside. Okay, so we still got lateral area is the area of all the faces around. So in this situation, it's going to be perimeter times the slant, because that's my outside, times a half, because they're all triangles on the outside. Okay, and this is going to be lateral area plus area, and there's only one base this time. So this one should be on your chart. First up, I need the perimeter. I also need the area of the base and the slant, or my outside height. So perimeter, it looks like it's a 10 by 10, so 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, so 40. Area of the base is 10 times 10 because it's a square, so 100. I need that slant height, okay? So in this one, if I redraw my triangle, I've got 15 here, all the way across is 10, so this part is 5, and I can use Pythagorean theorem to find that outside piece. Okay, so when I do Pythagorean theorem, I'm going to get 15.8 for that slant height. So this lateral area was my perimeter times 1/2 times my slant. So I get 316 inches squared. My surface area is 316 plus the area of the base, which we found was 100, so 416 inches squared. Okay, and going back to our notes, here's our next one. So perimeter, my slant height, my area, my base. So it's a square again, so 7 times 7 gets me 49. My perimeter is 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7, or 7 times 4, which is 28. And my slant, or my outside height, is 11 this time. So 28 times 1/2 times 11 is 154 inches squared. My lateral surface area then, 154 plus the area of the base of 49, so I get 203 inches squared. Okay, my next one, we need perimeter, slant, area of the base, so 6 times 6 gets me 36. My slant, or my outside height, is 8, and my perimeter is 6 plus 6 plus 6, or 6 times 4, which gets me 24. So I've got 24 times 8 times 1/2 to get 96. Then I take that 96 and I add the area of the base of 36, which is 132 meters squared. Okay, my last one is a hexagonal prism. So remember, with those, the area, so this is going to be the area of my base, it's 1/2 times the apothem times the perimeter if it's a regular hexagonal figure. Okay, so when I do it, it's 1/2, the apothem is the one that makes that right angle, so that 5, times that perimeter. Well, I know it's 9, and there are 6 sides, so 9 times 6 is going to give me that perimeter. Okay, so the area of the base is then going to be 135. My perimeter is 9 times 6. My slant we're going to have to use Pythagorean theorem and make our right triangle here. So I've got 12 squared plus 5 squared equals c squared. So that would get me 13 as my slant. Okay, so now I've got my perimeter times my slant times 1/2. So 351, we're going to say units squared. Then 351 plus the area of that base, 135. I'm going to get 486 units squared. Okay, my last one we're going to do is volume, so the inside. So our volume equation is going to be 1/3 times the area of the base times the height. The reason it's 1/3 is because it's not a full prism. It's kind of like a third of a prism, which looks like this when we're filling 3 different things up into it. Okay, so 1/3 times the area of the base. This time it's since we're volume is inside, this is inside height that we need this time. Okay, so going back to your chart, we got area of the base that we need, and we also need the inside height, which we have the inside height this time. Area of the base, since it's a square, is 10 times 10, which gets me 100, so we're just going to fill it in. 1/3 times 100 times 15, and we get 500 inches cubed. Remember, it is cubed for volume. Okay, my next one, I need area of the base and I need the height, so 7 times 7, since it's a square, gets me 49. The inside height we need to find, so let's go ahead and draw them in. So all the way across the 7, so part of it's going to be 3.5, so 3.5 squared plus b squared equals 11 squared. Okay, when I solve all that, I get 10.4 for my inside height. So v equals 1/3 times 49 times 10.4, and we get 170 inches cubed. Okay, area of the base, inside height, so 12 times 12 gets me 144. All the way across is 12, so this part's 6, so I've got 6 squared plus b squared equals 11 squared. When I solve that, I get 9.2. So v equals 1/3 times 144 times 9.2, which is 441.6 meters cubed. Okay, finding the total volume this time. So if I say this one here first is my prism, so that's area of the base times the height. So area of the base is 8 times 8. The height that connects it is 5. So that total is going to be 320. My pyramid here. Okay, we have to find the inside height, which is going to be a little weird. Okay, so that's my actual right angle. My outside piece is 6. All the way across is 8, so this part's 4. So if I do Pythagorean theorem, I've got 4 squared plus b squared equals 6 squared, which is 3.2. So v equals 1/3 times that 3.2 times the area of the base. It's got the exact same base, so 8 times 8. And then we multiply and get 67.6 meters cubed. Okay, but since I want the total, we now have to add them. So my total is 387.6 meters cubed.